Why spiritual awakening hurts so much, and why that's a good thing. Your ego doesn't just step aside when awakening begins. It fights like hell. It claws, it screams, and it gaslights you every step of the way. That deep, gut-wrenching pain you feel, it's not a sign you're breaking. It's proof you're waking up. Today, we're diving into why spiritual awakening hurts so much, and why that pain is actually one of the greatest gifts you'll ever receive. By the end, you'll see this breakdown not as destruction, but as the very beginning of your true self. Think back to your first real moment of awakening. What word would you use to describe it? Confused? Terrified? Free? Drop that word in the comments, and let's start this journey together. Most of us never realize we've been living a lie. Our entire identity built on survival, not truth. Before awakening, you might have been the pleaser, the achiever, the fixer, roles designed to keep you safe, but never truly fulfilled. Then awakening cracks those roles open, and suddenly, you feel exposed, like you're standing naked in your own skin. That's the real pain, not because something is wrong with you, but because something was never right to begin with. Your false self will fight tooth and nail to survive, gaslighting you into believing it's safer to stay hidden. But the truth is, the only way forward is to start noticing who you are when no one's watching. And that's terrifying. You've probably heard people say, "I'm falling apart," during awakening. That's not just a figure of speech. The ego is wired to protect what's familiar, even if it's slowly killing you. When your consciousness shifts, your ego senses it like a threat to survival. That's why you feel waves of grief, panic, or even anger. It's not weakness. It's the signal that you're moving from fear toward freedom. Letting go of the old self feels like death because, in a way, it is. But this death isn't the end. It's the door to something much lighter, freer. The ego death you're experiencing? It's real, raw, and it hurts. But it's also the beginning of your true awakening. Pain during awakening isn't a sign that something's broken. It's proof that you're expanding beyond old limits. Imagine your soul outgrowing a tight shell. That pressure hurts because growth always does. You're shedding beliefs, attachments, and stories that no longer fit, and every part of your system feels that stretch. If it felt comfortable, it wouldn't be transformation. This sacred pressure is exactly what tells you you're no longer asleep. Your discomfort is divine evidence that your soul is stretching towards something greater. One of the hardest parts? The people around you might not recognize who you're becoming. Friends and family will say, "You've changed," as if it's an accusation. But this isn't rebellion, it's revelation. Awakening reshuffles your values. Things that once felt vital, approval, fitting in, start to feel hollow. As you rise into your truth, some connections naturally fall away. This isn't rejection, it's realignment. Creating space for those who honor your evolution isn't just healthy, it's necessary. Because not everyone can follow your frequency. Suddenly, what once felt stable, your job, your relationships, your daily routines, starts to crumble. It's not a crisis. It's a soul awakening, shaking loose what no longer serves you. The outer world reflects the massive inner shift. Letting these things fall away isn't losing your life. It's making room for a new one. This breakdown, it's sacred. What's real will remain, even if it looks like everything's falling apart. Then comes the moment when the illusions become impossible to ignore. The endless chase for status, likes, and perfection, it all starts to feel like a game you're no longer willing to play. The systems you trusted, school, media, work, even religion, begin to look staged and hollow. You stop craving the approval that once ruled your life. This disillusionment might feel jarring, but it's clarity in disguise. Once the veil is lifted, you can't go back, and honestly, you wouldn't want to. Spiritual awakening isn't just mental, it's physical too. Suddenly, exhaustion hits without warning. Strange headaches, random heart flutters, vivid dreams. They all signal your nervous system is shifting from fear to awareness. Doctors might call it stress, and they're not entirely wrong. It's existential stress. Your body is catching up to what your soul already knows. So rest, hydrate, and move gently. This transformation is happening cell by cell, not just in your mind. You'll start feeling everything, deeply. A sunset might bring you to tears. A stranger's laugh could crack open your heart. After years of numbing and surviving, your soul finally gets permission to feel. This emotional flood can be overwhelming. The highs feel cosmic, the lows infinite. But don't resist. Let it move through you. Emotion is sacred data, a key part of your healing and awakening. What used to keep you safe, numbing out with endless scrolling, overworking, or forcing positivity, suddenly stops working. The distractions lose their grip because your soul is demanding truth, not escape. It's terrifying when the old coping mechanisms fail. But this moment is crucial. Instead of running, start listening. The pain you feel is trying to speak. This is the point where you choose consciousness over comfort. The pain you're feeling isn't just personal, it's generational. You're not only healing your own wounds, but also breaking centuries-old patterns passed down through your family line. Ancestral trauma, emotional silence, cycles of shame, they didn't start with you, but they can end with you. That's why this awakening feels so heavy. You're not losing your mind. You're clearing the karmic clutter. This pain has deep roots, and you're the one strong enough to pull them out. Pause for a second. If everything I've said so far hits deep, it's because you're in it. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're awakening. Smash the like button if this resonates, and drop a dove if you're starting to see your pain in a new light. The second half, it goes even deeper. Let's keep going. One day you feel okay, and the next, reality itself feels unstable. You question your thoughts, your perceptions, even your sanity. This is normal. You're not losing your mind. You're simply no longer identifying with it. That noisy voice in your head that once ruled your world, now it's just background static. This confusion isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. Keep grounding yourself and remember, you're not crazy. You're becoming conscious. Many believe spiritual awakening is all peace, love, and light. But that's only part of the story. One moment, you might feel connected to the universe, limitless and ecstatic. The next, you're overwhelmed, doubting everything, wondering if it was all a lie. Both highs and lows are essential parts of the journey. The light expands you. The darkness humbles you. Don't chase the high. Honor the entire path. The raw, the radiant, the real. There comes a point when even the teachers, books, and truths you once clung to start to feel hollow. This isn't backsliding, it's discernment. You're no longer outsourcing your awakening, you're owning it. Doubt isn't the enemy, it's a rite of passage. Question everything. What survives your scrutiny is what's real. Blind faith is just another cage. True awakening asks you to look within. There's no map for awakening, no syllabus or clear path. Everyone's journey looks different. Some meditate, some scream into pillows. Some isolate, others create. There's no right way. This uncertainty can feel paralyzing, but it's also freedom. Honor your own rhythm. The mess isn't a sign of failure, it is the map. You're not late or lost. You're exactly where you need to be. Just when you think you're making progress, old wounds resurface. Memories that hit like waves. They don't come to punish you, but to set you free. You can't spiritually bypass what's still buried in the dark. Instead of asking, why again? Ask, what now? This pain isn't punishment. It's an invitation to complete the cycle, not repeat it. What resurfaces is ready to leave. What if the pain you've been avoiding isn't a wall, but a doorway? Sitting with discomfort instead of running transforms it. Fear becomes clarity. Grief becomes love. Confusion becomes presence. Pain isn't the blockage, it's the bridge. Lean into that edge. Your breakthrough isn't out there. It's hidden inside what hurts. When you strip away all the masks, titles, and shoulds, what's left is your raw, silent presence. That moment is beautiful and terrifying. You're not your job, your trauma, or your past. But if you're not those things, then who are you? Sit with that question. Let the silence answer. This is where awakening gets real and where freedom begins. Eventually, you'll look back and realize you don't want to go back. The chaos, heartbreak, and solitude didn't break you. They shaped something unshakable inside. You're still healing, still tender, but you've cracked open to something vast. This wasn't destruction. It was initiation. The pain wasn't a curse. It was the call. So yes, spiritual awakening hurts. It tears down what was never truly you. But from those ruins rises something real and unshakable. This pain, it's proof you're no longer numbing, hiding, or sleepwalking. You're awake. You're alive. And this is just the beginning. Stick around. Our next video dives deeper into what happens after the awakening cracks you open.